Good morning, friends. It's Bob again, bringing you another reflection on growing as a disciple of Jesus. That's what our core business is. Jesus is calling us to follow him so that we actually become like him. And we have talked about connecting with God and with others, and that being the milieu, the playing field of growing up as a disciple, that we are intended to connect, we're designed to connect with God and with others, and that we're formed as we take in truth within that context of relationship with God and with others, that connection, that attachment, that bond with others. And as we take that stuff in, it's intended to actually be put into practice, actually crucially important. James is the one, Jesus' brother, says, be ye doers of the word and not merely hearers, deceiving yourselves. Interesting that James actually says not deceiving yourselves in that whole thing, because I think that we are prone to self-deception when it comes to just simply taking in truth but not doing anything about it. And in fact, I would say that the more that we take in truth and don't do anything about it, the more self-deceived we become. If that's the truth, then there's a lot of that going on in the American church, because we are just consumers of seeds. We're consumers of spiritual food, but not very good at practitioners of it. And so with that, all of that in mind, yesterday we talked about this idea that you and I need to look back in order to look forward, that we need to look back and say, am I making any progress? Are the commitments and the promises and the choices that I'm making, in the rear view mirror, are they helping me move forward? And if I'm not, then why and what edits do I need to make? So look back. But today I want to talk to you real briefly just about looking outward. That when we're trying to apply the word of God, we don't just look back, that we look outward. And outward is a whole orientation toward life that Jesus integrates into the human person. That God is looking for us to live outward. That we live outward toward others, that we love God by loving others. We don't love God and love others. We love God by loving others. Remember that Jesus said that that whatever you did to the least of these, you did it to me. That the way that we love others is the way that we love God. Again, very central to the whole message of the New Testament. So with this in mind, so if we're looking outward, what might you do? Well, you might look outward and see somebody, and God might help you to notice someone that needs you to come alongside of them. You look outward, you come alongside of them. You look outward, maybe you share your faith with somebody that you've been praying for, you've been talking to for a long time. Maybe you look outward and you see somebody that needs your help. And the Lord will do this all the time. If you're looking that they need your help and you look outward and you're there and you just happen to be there at the right moment. If you're looking outward with the idea that I want to apply what I'm learning, I want to put into practice, I want to be a doer of the word, God will there'll be no end of outward kinds of things that God will put in your path as you can do with him, as you can do in partnership with him. It's beautiful. There'll be healing, there'll be reconciliation, there'll be restoring relationships, there'll be all kinds of ministry opportunities that will come as you look outward. If you're a student, you look outward. You look outward in the hallway, at your locker. You look outward, and as you look and as you notice things, then God is calling you to join him in his work. That's the way that Henry Blackaby says it. When you notice God at work, that's your invitation to join him in work already in progress. And so as you and I orient ourselves to become doers of the word, as we orient our lives to jump in when God says, hey, look at this. Yes, Lord, and I'm going to jump in. As he does that with us, life becomes a grand adventure, absolutely fantastic adventure, because you and I are paying attention to the Lord, who is showing us how to express his love in a loveless world. And I want to tell you that the world out there, they need the love of God that has flesh on it in you and in me. Who lives next to you? Who works next to you? Who sits next to you in school? Who is in your neighborhood next to you? Who is next to you? Oftentimes, the Lord is going to cause you to look outward, to serve them, to start to put on these things that you're learning in the context of relationships with them. It doesn't have to be giant things. In fact, many times, it's just small things, but it's many small things. I like the way that one of my friends said, he said, Small things done with great love can change the world. Small things done with great love can change the world. Look outward, look backward, and look outward. And as you do, you'll find life to become a grand adventure. I love you. I'm walking with you in this. Thanks so much for joining me today. God bless you.